It's so warm out, yet my body still aches. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Good morning and welcome to Nature Watch. Nature Watch is sponsored by Waddell's Nursery, Floral, Garden, and Bird Center at the corner of 12th Street and Millam Road. And now your host of Nature Watch, Gary Miller. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is getting a little bizarre on this weather front, man.
Yeah, so the first full week of fall, autumn, we've had like summer-like temperatures. Today and tomorrow, possibly record temperatures, really close to records.
Yeah.
So unusually warm.
Yeah.
It's going to cool down some. That cooling down on Monday night, Tuesday may bring a chance of showers.
What's that?
You know, that wet stuff that occasionally falls out of the sky in a liquid form.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
We might get some of that. I've looked at a couple of the forecasts, and about 70% chance is best I've seen, and at least one of them just said scattered. So we'll see. Beyond that, for the next week plus, not much chance or any chance of rain. Maybe next weekend, maybe a touch, but like 20, 30%. That's not much of a chance.
That drought monitor has to be getting
you can blink
ugly.
and miss that one.
It's got to be getting ugly. It just is.
Yeah, so the drought monitor didn't change much as far as overall areas of beyond none as far as drought conditions.
I'm talking the severity of it.
But the severity got more.
Yeah, this is getting bad.
Definitely increased the severity of it quite a bit. Despite those rains we had, if you remember, we had some rains, a week ago.
What was that? That's right. I had to use the wipers. I found out they still worked on my car.
Wash all the dust off. But it is still dry out there, very, very dry.
Right.
And, you can tell the leaves are just sort of turning brown and just falling off. You can tell by all the mole activity out in the yards. They're finding all those earthworms because those earthworms are up near the surface because that's the only place there's moisture.
Oh, boy.
So a little bit of moisture up there, and so I have a super mole population in my yard now.
Oh, there you go. Steve Ballet is in doing phones this morning. 269-382-4280. Trivia in just a moment. Yeah.
So some large flocks of birds. Actually, on the way in here, I noticed, I glanced over to the west of 131, and the field surrounding the Kalamazoo National Guard Armory had a huge gaggle of geese just resting in there.
Yeah.
Huge. I'm guessing there was 100+ geese in there. Yeah. Easy.
Okay.
So they were just resting, probably after they fed and just sort of in that cornfield there. And so still occasionally seeing ruby-throated hummingbirds. So because it's been so warm, they've delayed their departure, some of them. So keep those feeders out. At least 2 weeks after you last see a hummingbird is a safe time to take it down. But because we've been so warm, I'm going to guess there's hummingbirds north of us yet. I didn't check the map, but I'm going to guess there's some north of us yet quite a ways because it's been so warm. Yeah. It's like, it's warm here. Why should I go south? I got, as long as they have flowers to feed on or feeders to feed at, they're going to stay here.
You know what I've seen lately, and a lot of them?
What's that?
Stink bugs.
Oh, gosh, they're out and about. About every place they turn around, there's some hanging out. Yeah, the brown marmorated stink bugs are out again, and it looks like we're going to have a huge population because I've seen the box elder bugs out too. So, fun and games in the fall.
you are just a bundle of joy this morning, sir.
I wish I could bring some. Hey, I'd like to say we've got some nice soaking rains coming in, but unfortunately I can't control the weather. So,
how about we do this for joy?
Oh, we could do a trivia question. Somebody could maybe win a gift card.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what. If you have not won in the last 30 days, let's let somebody else do that. 269-382-4280. First correct caller.
And this is a big softball. This is a big softball.
We'll win a gift card. Okay. Get ready, Steve. Phones might light up. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, I'm going to guess at least one of the answers here. Most people are going to be familiar with. So here in Michigan, besides monarch butterfly caterpillars, name another caterpillar that feeds on milkweed.
No. Okay.
There's a couple of them that are fairly common. There's a couple of them that are quite rare, but they are resident here in Michigan. Okay. And so either butterfly or moth caterpillars that feed on milkweed.
Are there several answers that can
There are several possibilities here.
Okay, well, there
I
you
have
go.
4 of them listed that I found that are not that unusual. 2 of them are sort of rare. 2 of them are fairly common that feed caterpillars that feed on milkweed.
Okay, 269.
All you need is one.
269-382-4280. If you're trying to text in your answer, don't do that because we're not doing that.
So give us one correct answer, and you won. So we'll see.
There you go. In the meantime, I know you have things to talk about.
Oh, I've got lots of things to talk about. So actually today is World Animal Day. So happy World Animal Day. It's always on October 4th of each year. And it's fitting because this is actually the feast day of Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of birds and animals. And so you can celebrate all those wild animals and make sure you get habitat for them and some, the feeders for the birds. So coming up this next week, so on Monday, National Badger Day. So for all you Wisconsin fans, yes, it's Badger Day, but it's not for the Wisconsin Badgers. It's for the animal badgers.
Okay.
So I guess some of the Wisconsin Badgers might be animals, too.
As long as we're not having a Buckeyes Day, I'm good with it.
I haven't seen that one come up yet.
Good.
I'm sure there is one.
Good.
I'll look for that one. So we don't think of badgers very often, don't see them very often, but we have resident badgers here in Michigan. Mm-hmm. And they can be some of those very tenacious animals if they even get somewhat cornered. Don't want to get between them and wherever they're going to or what they're guarding. They're sort of flat, wedge-shaped bodies, and they have broad feet so they can dig holes. They actually burrow in the ground. Their coarse hair can come in a variety of colors. So typically there's some white, maybe a little bit of black or gold and brown. So white and brown are the most common, but typically there's some black highlights in that. And they currently belong to a temporary taxonomic category until more research is done. They haven't done a lot of research on badgers. They can grow anywhere from 20 to 34 inches from head to tail and weigh from anywhere from 8 to 39 pounds. So it depends on where the subspecies are.
Okay. Repeat your trivia question, please, sir.
Everybody's asleep this morning.
Now, trust me on this.
So here in Michigan, besides monarch butterfly caterpillars, name another caterpillar that feeds on milkweed.
John's not sleeping, though. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Good morning, John.
I'm going to take a wild guess at this and say catalpas.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Catalpa.
So that was not one I've run across that was feeding on milkweed.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, my. Try again. 269-382-4280. Okay. So much for your softball.
Well, I thought it was sort of a softball because actually I've seen lots of posts about one of these caterpillars just because they're so different looking than the monarch larva.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what. Let's do a break. 269-382-4280. We're still looking for a winner to this trivia question.
Little hint.
Okay.
So here in Michigan, besides monarch butterfly caterpillars, name another caterpillar that feeds on milkweed. And the one that's probably the most common is very fuzzy or hairy.
There you go. 269-382-4280. Let's take care of business and see if we can get a winner on the break here on Nature Watch on WKZO.
To encourage wild birds to stay around your outdoor living area, you'll need to provide them with food, water, and shelter. Wedel's has a large variety of bird baths that also make a nice garden focal point. For eye-appealing shelter, choose from dozens of birdhouses, as well as Wedel's great selection of trees and evergreens, which can also provide shelter for the birds. The favorite food of a large variety of birds, because it's rich in hulled sunflower seed, is George's No Waste Blend. And the best part? No hulls to clean up under the feeder. This week, both sizes of No Waste Blend are on sale. The 20-pound bag for $24.98, you save $6, or save $8 on the 40-pound bag. Peanut pieces are a treat for many birds like chickadees and woodpeckers. Get the 25-pound bag of peanut pieces on sale for only $39.98, saving you $3. See other great deals on suet cakes, bird feeders, squirrel baffles, and more at Wedel's Nursery, Florist, and Garden Center, the Kalamazoo area's bird feeding headquarters.
You asked for it, and we deliver more local news than ever before on 590 and 106.9 FM, WKZO.
Looking for a trivia winner to this question.
Yeah, so here in Michigan, besides monarch butterfly caterpillars, name another caterpillar that feeds on milkweed.
I think Debbie wants to take a shot at this. Good morning. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, good morning.
Jim's got to push the button.
I got to push the button. Now you're on, Debbie. Good morning.
Good morning, you two. How are you?
I'm trying to run a radio station that's not working well.
He's not having a good experience this morning. You'd think he'd be experienced or something after all these years.
Okay, what's your guess, Debbie?
If I can say it proper, it's tussock.
Yep, actually the milkweed tussock caterpillar. So there's different tussock caterpillars, but the milkweed tussock caterpillar, that's the really fuzzy one. Sometimes also called the milkweed tiger moth. And the They're the most common you're going to see feeding on milkweed plants, especially this time of year because it's usually a little later in the season. And they're sort of orange, white, some orange, maybe a little bit of black on them. You don't want to brush against them because those little hairs can irritate your skin. That's typical of most of the fuzzy caterpillars. Woolly bears are an exception, but most of those fuzzy caterpillars or hairy caterpillars, those little hairs will irritate your skin. The other caterpillars that I ran across that do feed on milkweed plants, queen butterfly, they're larvae, and they're not quite as common, but they the queen butterfly actually is orange and black. Looks very similar to a monarch, so it disguises itself somewhat that way. Striped garden caterpillars, and they're sort of our common caterpillar. If you Google or search for striped garden caterpillar and you see the photo, like, oh yeah, I've seen those on just about everything. They eat a lot of different things. The rare one is the unexpected cycnia. The unexpected cycnia, and it's a type of moth. Well, that's actually the name of it, unexpected cycnia.
Debbie, are you as confused as I am?
I am.
There have been some sightings here in Michigan. It's not very common, but there's a rare one. But that is another one that feeds primarily on milkweed. They're usually a little bit farther west. So.
This is why you're the expert, and I just sit here and push buttons.
Congratulations, Debbie.
There you go. Debbie, you're our big winner. Can you hold on the line for just a moment?
I can. Thank you.
Excellent. I'm going to send you back to Steve. He's going to get some information from you and let you know how you can pick up your gift card. There you go.
So it's interesting because actually I was reading about there's some beetles that feed on there. There's a large milkweed beetle, a small milkweed beetle. There's a red milkweed beetle. They all feed on. There's a swamp milkweed beetle. They're all typically orange and black or red and black, and they all feed on the milkweed plant. A lot of times you'll see like the small or the large milkweed beetle feeding on the seed pods. So you'll see that, especially this time of year. And they usually have quite a population. There are a few aphids that feed on milkweed plants also. So if you have some of those aged milkweed plants, take a look at them because you'll probably see other critters besides caterpillars on there.
There have been quite a few caterpillar sightings, I should say, that are leading people to believe that we are going to have a nasty winter. Is there any validation to that statement?
Not really.
I didn't think so. But
it's fun to check, because I can tell you just about every year, you get the woolly bear caterpillars. Those are the ones that typically everybody looks at for predicting the winter weather. And
it's as reliable as the almanac.
Yeah, and actually the almanac's probably a little more reliable because the almanac's based on at least some historical data.
It might be.
Almanac might get off a little bit, but the caterpillars, they seem to differ a little bit, but I've seen every extreme just about every year. So like very mild winter to a very severe winter and everything in between.
Yeah, there you go.
It's more looking at activity of other animals. So the other one was some of the other predictions for winter weather. Look at the height of weeds that have grown. That's supposed to be our depth of snow. That doesn't fall true very well either.
Thank you, because I've seen some pretty tall weeds.
I've seen some pretty monster weeds.
But
we need the snow this year.
Yeah, but then again, what was I preaching the last few weeks? We need a mean winter just to, get ourselves kind of reset to where we should be. I should just shut up. I should.
So a few more facts about badgers. We'll finish talking about badgers here a little bit. So they eat all sorts of things, both meat and plants. They eat earthworms, daddy long-leg larvae, snakes, snails, bird eggs, fruit, honey from beehives, and small mammals. And they're nocturnal, so a lot of times they are just active at night, so you don't see them very often. And so if you're out and about and you happen to see a badger, it'd be unusual, but fun to see. So don't get too near them because they can get pretty nasty if you get cornered. The couple events coming up. This next Wednesday, the Kellogg Bird Sanctuary has another Birds and Coffee online chat. The highlight this month is ducks. And Lisa Duke, the Kellogg Bird Sanctuary manager, is going to do that, and that's all via Zoom, so you just need to register ahead of time.
Okay.
Fun programs to attend because you can get all sorts of information. Next weekend, or on Saturday, from 10 to 2, there's a huge pumpkin party at Waddell's. And it got all sorts of fun and games. You can bring in some jeans and a shirt and make a scarecrow. We'll provide straw. For a small fee, and you can actually decorate pumpkins. You can buy a pumpkin. We get all sorts of pumpkins, some minis, some heirlooms, some really neat grizzly bears, so they have like warts on them, and they're sort of brown colored. Pie pumpkins, so all sorts of different shapes. You can decorate those. The pumpkin catapult is back, and for you purists, it's actually a trebuchet. I know, but everybody calls it the pumpkin catapult. Always fun to launch those pumpkins across the parking lot.
Well, of course.
And next Saturday night, after the pumpkin party at Waddell's, you can actually go over to the Nature Center and do another partner program with the Kalamazoo Astronomical Society. That starts at 7 p.m. this coming week because it's getting dark out a lot earlier. And so 7 to 10. The highlight of the night are Saturn and double stars of autumn. So that would be interesting to see.
Oh, okay.
So I have to, I actually wanted to make a comment here because I almost feel, even though it's not directly with Southwest Michigan and nature involved here in Southwest Michigan, we lost a very important conservationist this last week.
Yes.
Dr. Jane Goodall, been very, very active for decades, and actually enlightened scientists a lot with the behavior that she saw with the chimpanzees, as far as using tools and some of their behavior, and was something brand new for the science field. And she's actually inspired a lot of people, especially women, getting into science too. So it's fantastic what she's done for all of us to guide us and inform us. So a great loss for the conservation movement.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Jane.
You've
earned it without a doubt.
I grew up with Dr. Jane Goodall. Always used to see some documentaries on some of her work. He used to do a lot of reading about a lot of her work. So it's sad to see her pass. But
it is.
She was 91, so she had a very long life, and so it's rest in peace, Jane.
Yes. Okay.
So 2 weeks ago.
Let's cheer ourselves up.
I want to cheer ourselves up. 2 weeks ago, and I apologize to Dean. Dean asked a question about incubation of turtle eggs.
Yeah.
And I had the information last week, and we ran out of time. And so I'm going to hit that now because I have the information. And the incubation period of turtle eggs depends on the species and depends on moisture conditions somewhat, so the humidity levels. But more importantly, depends on temperatures. Temperatures can really affect the range of turtle eggs.
Really?
So typically, general rule of thumb, sort of grouping all the turtle species together, incubation period is 45 to 90 days.
Okay.
So pretty long period, think about that.
Yeah.
The temperatures really, really affect the hatching. So if it's warmer out, that 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, that accelerates hatching. So you have that shorter incubation period. If it's between 70, 79, or 80 or so, that delays the hatching considerably.
Okay.
So like turtles that we'd have in this area, painted turtles are 70 to 80 days on average. Red-eared sliders, 60 to 90 days. Snapping turtles, 90 to 120 days. So quite a long time. Those larger eggs sometimes take a little bit longer to hatch. 70 to 80% humidity needed to prevent dehydration of the eggs.
Oh.
And so some of those larger turtles, i.e. like the snappers, have deeper nests, so they have more stable temperatures in the soil, but you still need to have that warmth around them. And so when they hatch, the eggs pip or crack first, and then the hatchlings emerge over 1 to 3 days. The hatchlings may remain underground for 1 to 2 weeks before surfacing. And a lot of times they'll do that so they surface as a group. It's sort of that protection thing, so they don't all get eaten by predators, and so they can make it to some safe environment as little baby turtles.
Right.
So a lot of variation on those turtles, and like I said, the painted turtle 70 to 90 days. The snapping turtle is probably the biggest one we have, and I remember several years ago being hiking in the Upper Peninsula in the Hiawatha National Forest and coming upon a large snapping turtle that was in the hiking path, and the turtle was about 3 foot diameter, had a huge neck on it. I knew my hiking stick was not going to be any kind of defense against that.
Huge neck. Are you sure maybe it was no neck?
Man, it was sort of that way.
You talk about some of these, when you're talking about football players. Dude has no neck.
So I, seeing that large of a snapping turtle, I'm like, I don't want to get on the snapping end of that turtle. And I made some comment when I was in getting some worms for fishing later on in the local little bait store. and made some comment about the large snapping turtle I'd seen. And the gal behind the counter pointed behind her to the little cork board, and there were all sorts of Polaroids of lots of other large snapping turtles, some bigger than the one I had seen.
Oh.
So not an uncommon sight. Even down here, I know I've been out on some construction areas, like on some county drain cleanouts and that when they dip out that mud, they sometimes will dig up snapping turtles. And so they usually do that very carefully with the large bucket so they don't damage the turtles. But I've seen some large turtles come out of those excavations. The DNR is looking for some help. They're always looking for some help. The volunteers to help clean up areas.
Right.
We have some coming up here.
Oh, there you go.
In the next several weeks. Fort Custer, next Saturday. They're doing a recreation area cleanup. And they usually do other cleanups, too. They do some big cleanups on some of these days. But if you contact the DNR, if you have a little group of volunteers, they will make some accommodations to have your group come out. Saugatuck Dunes next Sunday, the 12th. And Yankee Springs on Sunday, the 19th. So some areas nearby that they're looking for some extra volunteers to help clean up some of the parks, some of the invasive species, and actually going to maybe collect some native wildflower seeds too. So all sorts of activities at those various locations. And that brings up a point. All the local organizations, so like the Southwest Michigan Land Conservancy has quite a few areas that they've protected. They are always looking for volunteers for helping, take care of invasive species. Mm-hmm. Check out their website. Some of the other groups like Kalamazoo Area Wild Ones, the Audubon Society, Kalamazoo, Pierce Cedar Creek Institute is always looking for volunteers to help out in their grounds. So check out their websites and if you have a chance, volunteer. Get some nice camaraderie and take out some aggression on pulling or removing some invasive species.
And you'll meet some people, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, that helps with identification. So when you're out and about, you say, oh, that's an invasive species, and we can take care of it. The DNR and Eagle, Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, and the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, MDARD, all three have been pretty active with some press releases. So the one I saw this just a couple of days ago from DNR and Eagle, it's Firewood Month. Do you know what's in your wood? And they actually highlight to not move firewood, even firewood that's very dry.
We've talked about that.
We have talked about that. It's something to remind people we're getting in. More people have bonfires in the fall, maybe firewood for the fireplace this winter. Typically don't want to move firewood any more than 50 miles from where it was cut. Less is better. Yeah. So even that dry firewood, unless it has been heat treated, and it has a label on it that says it has been heat treated to remove any of those invasive species, don't move it any farther.
Oh, okay.
So just to protect, because there's too many species that can catch rides in that firewood.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we brought that up a few times.
So way too many.
And Andy has as well, too. So it's kind of a common thing. Just don't shuttle firewood everywhere.
Yes. Get a chance. We have some nice weather yet. It's on the dry side, unfortunately, so you can actually get out and not have to worry about getting rained on and get outside and enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah. And avoid the dust if you can.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe out in the morning when it's a little dewy or something so it isn't so dusty.
Exactly. Gary, thank you. You heading in?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm off today. My
that's
son's getting married today. So
that's right. Congratulations.
So I'm a little busy, so a little tired from yesterday.
I totally forgot about that.
Night, so, I
was hoping he'd show up in his tux, but apparently not.
It's too early and too warm.
Thanks.
I'm not putting that on until I absolutely have to. It's supposed to be so warm this afternoon.
Yep. Thank you, Gary, and have fun this afternoon. And thank you for listening to this edition of Nature Watch. Tune in each Saturday morning at 8:30 for Nature Watch. Brought to you by Waddell's Nursery, Floral Garden, and Bird Center at the corner of 12th Street and Millam Road on 590 and 106.9 FM WKZO.